Hi, welcome to my channel. Hello. I am hautemesstom, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, thank you so much for being a purveyor of one of the finest YouTube channels already. Today we are going to take a trip down memory lane and look at my purchases at Sephora in 2019. It is currently the year 2020. Certainly a year that's happening to us, but 2019 I spent a good amount of money at Sephora, and I think this one will be a little bit more interesting than my 2018 one because there's going to be a little bit more to talk about, and it will probably get a little bit more spicy because there'll probably be a lot more regards. On January 18th, I bought the Tatcha Deep Clean Exfoliating Cleanser. It's the one in the blue squeezy tube. Now, this cleanser, I love it and I hate it because it is almost $40. And I, being a licensed esthetician, believe that like a cleanser just needs to have like good ingredients in it, but it doesn't need to do anything spectacular. You really want to focus on your like exfoliator and any serum that you're gonna buy to like really invest your money in, and you want those to have like the really high actives in it, and then like a moisturizer, which can also be very basic. You just want good ingredients in it. So like this like fits the bill of what I would like in a cleanser, but it's also $38, which is gonna make you roll your eyes when you see some of the stuff that I bought that year, honey. Or just if you like look at this wall of stuff that I have, you could probably make the argument that what's $38 when you have a whole wall of palettes that cost me $125 each. So I really did enjoy using this cleanser. One thing I do hate about this cleanser is this bottle. This isn't it. This bottle, no ma'am. It is so hard to get the last bit in, but like once you're like halfway down the bottle, you have to do a lot of, and well, I wash my face in the shower, but people say you shouldn't, but like I take hot showers, but I do turn the temperature down when I wash my face because I do not want the scalding hot water that's hitting my body to be what I wash my face with, so don't come for me. I already know. This bottle is like not it. They did release a new cleanser, which I'm very intrigued by, and it's just like a regular squeezy tube. I do have to be honest with you though, I do prefer like a pump cleanser because I want my cleanser to have so much in it. I didn't want to be wearing this bracelet because I want there to be so much product where it makes sense to have a pump. You know what I mean? I don't know. Is that weird? So on February 1st, 2019, I bought the Milk Makeup Kush Lip Balm. This product is trash. I do not like it. It made my lips feel drier. Now, there are people who do really enjoy this, but like this isn't for me. I have no qualms with it being green and it being like, oh my god, we're so edgy. We use cannabis to make our lip balm. I don't care about that. Like I mean like that's fine. But it definitely did not make my lips moisturize, which is why I paid $16 for it, so. I am not a lip balm connoisseur, so if you want to learn more about lip balms, Lauren May Beauty, she's your girl. She has it all. She knows which ones are the best. On March 17th, I'm gonna get red for this one by Lena, and I can already hear my text thing going off with Lena going, I told you so. So I bought the Natasha Denona Bloom Cheek Palette and also the Matte Perfection Full Coverage Foundation from Sephora collection, which has been discontinued. Okay, let's start with the Bloom palette, which I still love and use like often to this day. I love that bold pink blush. Anytime I do blush draping, I'm just like, oh, look at how beautiful and glowy I am. Like these like looks that I do where I'm like very glowy all started because of this Bloom palette, and it's very much like a thing that I keep up with, but now I have a lot more product to pull from, so it doesn't have to be like hot pink every day. Highlighters, blinding, stunning. In my head it's like one blush and then like 3 highlighters, but some people call that one in the corner a blush topper, but I think if you watch my videos you know I really don't know what blush toppers are. I don't really understand them. So I just kind of do like a blush and then I keep going in later and later with the shades, you know? And you get like a very beautiful, like glowy, stunning look. And I do remember, this is really funny too. I remember I like was very on the fence of actually like spending the money on it because I thought it was beautiful, but I was like, will I use it? Because at the time, this is a good segue, I was very into like looking matte, and that is why I ended up with the Sephora Collection Matte Foundation, which was quite possibly the most full coverage and matte thing I've ever put on my face. And that could have really ended it for me because I didn't like the way my face looked like with that foundation. The foundation like worked, did everything it promised, but it was like, it met my expectations and exceeded them in a way that I was like, maybe I just don't like matte foundation like I think I do. Now I do still like demi mattes, but honestly, if I'm being fully honest with you, I do like a foundation with a bit of glow, and I've even become the person who uses BB creams and tinted moisturizers most days. I'm so basique. Anyway, if this foundation still existed, I probably wouldn't have bought it again, and I've recently decluttered it from my collection, and it's going to a much better home as someone who needs that kind of coverage. But the Bloom palette did kind of like spark a very long-lasting trend in the way I like to do my makeup. So there's that. On May 23rd, 2019, I bought the Pat McGrath Subversive La Vie en Rose eyeshadow palette, which is one of the 6-pan palettes, and I still have this in my collection. Do I regret buying this? No, because I know I got it on sale. Like, I bought this as it was getting discontinued, but it looks like this. Ooh, wow, eyeshadow. All of the shades in here are very beautiful, and what had happened was I had recently bought a set of singles off of Pat's website, and Pale Fire, this one down here, was one of the ones that I bought, and I didn't realize that I had already had it. There is only one matte shade in here, and it is this guy right here. Now you could do like one matte, one shimmer looks. There's no problem. That's just not who I am. I'm like slowly becoming that person, but I do like a lot of like stuff on my eyes if I'm gonna bother with eyeshadow, because if it's not complicated, why do it at all? But I do not get a lot of use out of it, but like not in such a way where I feel so inspired to declutter it, because I do like pat shadows. It's just, it's not one of the motherships, you know, like the motherships, I feel like I can always get very distinct, very full looks out of them, and this one is just like, there's one very distinct look I can do with it. I do like my pat palettes. I do like the quality of the eyeshadow. It's just, I don't like think about it very cognizantly. It's not at the top of my mind, which very much means I have too much eyeshadow. It's tough to admit, but it's honesty. And honesty, the best policy. They do teach you that somewhere. Church, maybe? May 26th, 2019. I almost said 1990. Little 9-year-old Tom walks up and he's like, I would like the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette, please. You know, just like 20 years too early. Anyway, so I did buy the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette because it was on sale for $12.50, and I was like, can't beat that. Snaggeronied it right up. Recently, until recently, this palette was still on sephora.com half off. They could not get rid of these things. Natasha, these were like Natasha's little gnats, little mistake palettes running around. Now, I actually like the palette. Do I use it as much as I could? Absolutely not. But it is like a very distinct palette, and there's a very beautiful blue in it that I do incorporate into some blue looks whenever I like remember that I have it. Because it's so small, and I only keep my eyeshadows that aren't displayed up here in a very, like in an all-in-one drawer. The smaller ones end up at the bottom, and I like, I forget about them sometimes. Just like a little quirk I have. You know what I mean? I do like it, but I think I've only used it twice by itself for a look, but I have pulled the purples and blues from it to use in other looks whenever I felt like I needed a little something extra that palette was missing from their blues. Not the biggest mistake I could have made, but was I being a smart consumer? No, I wasn't. I have one of these on my literal face right now. So on July 11th, 2019, I was in Florida, and at the Aventura Mall, they have a Pat McGrath section, which my Sephora does not. And I went, ooh, it's summertime, what do I need? I need lip gloss, of course. So I bought the Less lip glosses, and I bought Bronze Temptation and Paraphernalia. Paraphernalia is on my lips right now, but just know these glosses, these glosses are it. They are not sticky. They are super comfortable, and unlike that Kush lip balm I talked about earlier, I feel like my lips are getting something out of it. They are so pretty. Pat McGrath's like marketing team or videographer or photographer would make you believe that these are like the sparkliest things that have ever hit your lip, and they are not, which is good for you and for me, because like that would be a bit much. They look really great in the marketing photos, but they're like just sparkly enough for like intrigue, but not so sparkly that it's like out of control. And if I could think of like a brand that isn't as expensive as this, the Fenty gloss bombs feel very similarly on the lips. There just isn't as an extensive shade range as what Pat McGrath has. So I think they are worth however much they are, and I would pay again, and I have. I do wear them often. I mean, clearly not right now because we're wearing masks. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so no big deal. On September 1st, 2019, I bought the Petite Pro 5 Soleil. Wow, that was really gross. Let's try that again. I bought the Petite Pro 5 Soleil palette from Viseart on that date that I said. And this blow palette is still in my collection, and I still love it. Viseart does show me a lot of love on Instagram. I'm not on their PR list. They just like a lot of stuff because I tag them when I use them, and I do use Viseart quite a bit. I love this palette. It's purple and yellow, so one complementary colors. Honey, always look good. A little bit hard to work with because I think a lot of people are like, yellow, purple, whatever could I do? It's such a color combination. But this just it has some like a little oranges in it too. It's just so stunning. And I did a very pretty Instagram look with it. And I'm just gonna put that right here. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Would buy again. Would recommend. Viseart shadows are beautiful, and even in the smaller palettes, they are very beautiful. And if you're not a makeup artist, professional makeup artist, using Viseart on clients, then I think this is a very good way to try the shadows in case you were looking at one of the bigger, big palettes. What a moment. I was in Philadelphia, which is on the other side of the state, and I was going to see Marina and the Diamonds. Not Marina and the Diamonds anymore. She's just Marina now. And I bought this palette from Pat McGrath. And this is the Mothership 6. I don't have the title. I just looked at my phone and I don't have the title. This guy. Now, I love this color story. And when this one came out, I was like, that's the one. That is the one. What Mother did, what she did. She said, you, peasant, buy this. Because it is it. So like this color story is very cool. But also because I associate this palette so much with the fall, I'm like not inclined to use it until fall. So I'm like very excited to pull this one out again. Because of the orange and the green and the blue. It's so, would buy again. I think this palette's disgustingly gorgeous. Also, if you're new here, I would tell you what I'm using on my face, but there is a global pandemic happening that you should be paying attention to while you're not taking a little break and enjoying YouTube. But there also is an attack on Black people in America, and every video I use that little text box down there to give you information about where you can help people who are literally having their lives ended every day. So take a minute and be a considerate human and donate your time, money, and efforts into defunding the police, because that is really where we should be focusing our energy. Another Pat McGrath product. This one was purchased on September 27th, 2019. It's right over here. Let me tell you what it is. It's before I walk away, because I didn't really tell you the name of the last one. It's the Blitz Astral Quad Eyeshadow Palette, and this is in the Nocturnal Nirvana. And I just used this the other day. So this looks like this, and like the videos and photos don't really do these justice. They are very, very pretty. It is $65. That product still exists and is up for sale. I think what Mother was doing and what Mother realized, and I will admit this as a person who really enjoys Pat McGrath, is the real shining stars in any Pat McGrath palette. Let me just grab a random one I have laying around. Is that the 4 on the right side of the palette, this quad, is always the most special and transforming, unique part of any Pat McGrath Mothership palette. And what she did was she started putting out quads that were just those. And I think that is very smart. She should do more shades like that, because I if you're not gonna fork it up for the Mothership, and I realize like this is still more than half of what a Mothership would cost, those are the shades that you're really buying the palette for, and that's like, it's like expensive, and I'm aware, but like also a fan, you know. So if you were interested in Pat McGrath, like why me and like a lot of other people invest their money in it, it is like those special pigment shades. I thought they were going to be limited edition, but you can still buy those like this day on her website, and I think Sephora still carries them too. But it was a holiday release, so hopefully this holiday, hopefully we move away from rose. I'm tired of pink. That I love you, but I think we're all ready. On November 29th, 2019, I bought 2 Melt Cosmetics products. I bought the Amor Eterno eyeshadow palette in Muerte, and I also bought the Melt Cosmetics Radioactive Pressed Pigment palette. This is my first time trying anything from Melt, so these are the palettes that I'm talking about. The Muerte palette like spoke to me on some spiritual level. I was like, red and blue, sweetie, yes. I also really wanted the other one, the day one, not the night one, the day one, very much spoke to me. Also, they were magnets, and when you put them together, they made that cute skull. Both of these palettes are still in my collection. I've used the Radioactive palette, I don't think ever, which is surprising and upsetting and frustrating for me for some reason. I could probably use it a bit more. I have been into like a more natural feeling looks recently, so like that one's kind of out of the game right now. I mean, I think I did I didn't even do a rainbow look. I did a rainbow look with my Krylon paints this year, so that might have been a stupid purchase on my behalf. And it's kind of my only rainbow palette that I have. I have used the Muerte palette multiple times. I will say, like, Melt eyeshadows, like, I'm gonna sound like just like Lauren May Beauty, they're not my favorite. There's something about them that just they're like not even hard to work with. They're just pigmented and chunky. Like, it's the best way to describe it. Specifically, shimmer shadows are like chunky honey. But I do love the Muerte palette. The looks I've created with it have been so beautiful, and I don't regret that one. But the Radioactive one, I really wanted those Radioactives, the stack, for a very long time, but they're very expensive, and this palette I think was cheaper than the stacks were. Like, this price point was like good. The stacks were not. We're almost done with the year. December 15th, 2019, I bought the Anastasia Melt Proof Brow Kit, which had the Dip Brow Pomade and the brow gel and their brush. And I used the pomade a lot. And this is not a regret. It's for $25 to get all 3 products to try. It was my first time trying an Anastasia product for brows. Not just for anything, but like for brows. Hi. It's me. I'm editing this video, and as I'm going through it, I realized there were like screenshots of stuff that I forgot to talk about, so we're going to throw them in very quickly. So on July 10th, 2019, I bought the Drunk Elephant De Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops, which are a delight and a pleasure to just mix in with your moisturizer if you just need a little bit of a glow. It's a little glow. It's like nice. Who doesn't love that? And then I got the Bumble and Bubble Surf Spray, so when I do have hair, I really do enjoy that product. So that was kind of like a re-upping, if you will, of things that I needed that day. But the De Bronzy I'd never used before, but I do really enjoy it. I guess I'm going to have to find another. I feel like I probably want to personally move away from using Drunk Elephant products. But that's just like my truth. Then on September 22nd, 2019, I bought the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership 2 eyeshadow palette, which was a repurchase. There was a review on my channel for this a long time ago. I did have to return it because money, but I really enjoy having that palette in my collection again. I've missed it. I also got the Pat McGrath Permagel eyeliner pencil in Blitz Blue, and I love that as well. Do some fun, crazy looks. And then I also bought another Drunk Elephant product, the TLC Sukari baby facial, which I do really enjoy, but now I can do professional grade chemical peels on myself, so I'm not probably going to buy that again, but I should use it up. I feel like I have to be close with being done with it because I was using it religiously weekly for a long time, and then when I was in beauty school, I was trying not to use anything too much on my face, considering like some days you would get like 2 facials in a day, and it was just like a lot on the skin, so I was just like not about to put my skin through all of that. But I do like the baby facial. I do prefer like Dr. Dennis Gross peel products now, but the baby facial is a delight. Okay, and then I think I only have one more set of stuff. This one I purchased for my birthday, I think, because I made it on October 21st, which is like 4 days before my birthday. And I bought the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership 3 eyeshadow palette. And that was like when I was like, I want to have all of them, which I now do. But that was like when I made the conscious decision that like I would like to have all of them in my collection. And I really do like that one. Casey Musgraves does a lot of looks with this palette specifically. And then I was like, I want to be like Casey Musgraves. And that's kind of what happened. Okay, I think that wraps up my little catch up here at the end. So, okay, now I'm going to really wrap it up in the video. The brow products were my last purchase that year, so we are going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't clicked any of the links down below to support the Black Lives Matter movement, what are you waiting for? They can use your time, money, power, voice. We need you. Okay? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Please subscribe to me. Okay, bye.